What's going on, everybody? We're going to get ready to get started in just a moment. As y'all can see on the graphic, training camp has indeed begun. We have a lot to get to on today's show. We're going to talk a lot about training camp. We're going to talk a lot about DeAndre Hopkins. And, of course, we're definitely going to talk about the new drip that the Tennessee Titans are going to be wearing this upcoming season. So we're definitely going to talk about that. And so I had to have a little music to kind of kick off everything. And we're going to definitely have a very good time. So we're going to get ready to get this show started right now. Make sure everybody share this show out with everybody. And we're definitely going to get this road on the show. And we are going to have a very, very good time. And then we're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. Let's go.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody?
What's going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome into another edition of TNT Tonight, the season debut, the season premiere edition of Titans TNT Tonight, as training camp is here, y'all. Training camp is here. So that means TNT Tonight will be live every single week going forward from now through the end of the season, whenever that might be. We will definitely be live and cooking every single week. And definitely we got much more in store besides TNT Tonight also coming up this season as well. So definitely make sure y'all share this show out. Glad to have everybody with us on this show. Definitely make sure y'all check out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, the TNT Enforcers page. Definitely check out Twitter at Titans_N_ at TNT Blue Enforcer. That's Twitter. And then also on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth. Definitely check that out. Also, everybody that comes in, make sure y'all smash that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button and definitely help me out, and definitely help yourselves too. And definitely help spread the word of the show out to everybody. And also, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button as well and ring the bell and hit all. So that way you get all the notifications whenever I go live. That way you'll know when I go live. You can join in and you can tell your friends as well. And if you happen to miss any part of the show, definitely try to make sure I get better and make sure these get out on the podcast channels, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, go ahead and do that. So you can hear it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, on iTunes, and Google Podcasts as well. Definitely make sure y'all do that as well. But TNT Tonight is live and kicking. Glad that we got everybody here with us. I know we got my man Derek Roberts here with the first super chat. Definitely saying, hey, it's put up or shut up. It's put up or shut up this year. You're absolutely right. It is definitely that. Let's see, he said, who is the fifth player, second from the left in the graphic? Let me put that up for you, and I can tell you. You got, of course, that you got going from, you're going to be seeing it from left to right. From left to right, of course, you have DeAndre Hopkins. The second player is SMB, Sean Murphy Bunting, our new Titan corner, arriving at camp. Of course, the man in the middle, the man, the myth, the legend, you know who that is, the king. Of course, behind him, of course, is Big Jeff. And last but not least, Treylon Burks. Those were the pictures when they were arriving at camp yesterday. So that's who those guys are. And that's who those players are. We got Rocky Yit in the building. And we got Miss Cookie Cruncher. How you doing? D-Hop is here now. Tighten up. I definitely agree. And we're going to go ahead and get right into the show and everything. So everybody, welcome in here to the Truth Studios here, the Man Cave. We're definitely going to get this thing going. But the first things first that we're going to talk about is D-Hop is officially a Titan. DeAndre Hopkins officially a Tennessee Titan, and it feels so good to have this man on board, joining this team. And I think he's going to bring a whole lot of experience and a lot of productivity to this offense that was sorely lacking behind Derrick Henry. And so if you want, here's the picture of DeAndre Hopkins from when he was signing his contract. And then, of course, in the background had a picture of him in the number 10 jersey, the Houston Oilers number 10 jersey, that is. And so that is DeAndre Hopkins signing his contract. He is officially a Tennessee Titan. And so he had his introductory press conference yesterday. And this was just a little bit of a clip of what he had to say about becoming a Tennessee Titan. And this is going to be courtesy of A to Z Sports. And this is what he saw and was reasoning why the Tennessee Titans were the team for him.
Derrick played a big factor in me coming here. I always wanted to be part of an offense that had a great run game. I know that helps my job. I know it's going to help his job having someone like me out there. I think obviously played with Arian Foster. I played with some great running backs, but Derrick Henry is definitely by far one of the best running backs that I would be able to have a chance to play with. And I think that not just help us, but the team as well. So, you know, Derrick Henry being here played a very big part of me coming here.
And so that was when that is DeAndre Hopkins talking about Derrick Henry being a big part of why he wanted to join the Tennessee Titans and why he wanted to be a Titan. That was courtesy of, I believe that was courtesy of Teron Davenport from ESPN, as he was talking about, joining the Tennessee Titans. But from A to Z Sports, here's another clip of him talking about why he joined the Tennessee Titans as well.
At a high level.
I remember watching last year's game when Josh Dobbs came in and they almost won the game. So, that right there, woke my eyes up to, how these guys play and the pace they play at and how competitive they can be, with the right people on the team. And, I'm pretty sure you guys seen the same game that I seen. They were in a lot of games, and before a lot of people got hurt, I've always kept up with Brave Atlanta Titans, and Derrick Henry's one of my friends, so I try to watch all the games that he's played. So I think last year when Josh came in and those guys were very close to, still winning, that right there kind of woke my eyes up to see that they're only a couple pieces away from where they want to be.
What's your relationship?
And so that is DeAndre Hopkins again talking about feeling like this team is just a few pieces away, and that he could definitely come and help and things like that. So that was DeAndre Hopkins talking about why he chose to become a Tennessee Titan, but also another somebody who weighed in on DeAndre Hopkins was Mike Vrabel. And Mike Vrabel talked about why Coach Vrabel talked about why why all of this went down. This is also courtesy of my guy. The last clip was by A to Z Sports, courtesy of A to Z Sports. This one will be courtesy of Teron Davenport, my guy at ESPN.
Well, obviously, it's a proven player. It's a proven player that's had production year after year. The veteran presence that's seen a lot of different defenses. He's got experience in our offense. Some of the system is going to have changed a little bit, but I would say that he's got some familiarity with it. Some familiarity with me, with Timmy, and some of our coaches. So I'm going to ask him to do the same thing that we ask everybody else to do, which is to come in, be attentive, work hard, help the team in multiple ways. And I'm confident he'll do that. I would tell you this, that when we signed him, he mentioned that he wanted to communicate that he had a prior engagement that he'll be taken care of here in the next couple of days. So I would say that there may be a day or two that he won't be here, not to alarm anybody, but appreciate him letting us know that on the onset, and when we signed him. So we do that with all of our players that communicate the things that come up.
And that was head coach Mike Vrabel, courtesy of Teron Davenport from ESPN at Teron Davenport. He's basically saying that, he's definitely glad to have him as a part of the team. There will be a day or two this week where DeAndre Hopkins will not be at practice due to a prior engagement. Of course, Vrabel did mention that already to the, he mentioned already with that to them prior to signing. And so, of course, they will excuse him, maybe a day or two from practice this week, since he already has a prior engagement that he committed to at the time. But DeAndre Hopkins just being a Tennessee Titan, it gets you excited. I mean, seeing those clips of him and seeing him signing the contract of him becoming a Tennessee Titan, that's got to get your juices flowing. That's got to get you excited and ready and raring to go for this season. And I see we got AZ Mick in the house, and Titan Fox says haven't seen his face much. Glad to see it. Steven says D-Hop will be so ready for the regular season. Fade, say, yes, sir. Fade, welcome in. I think this is the first time I've seen you here. Liking the energy from D-Hop. It's going to get nasty. MHVACR saying, let's freaking go. And Derek said, Traylon better be paying attention. One thing about that, Hopkins, DeAndre did mention about, trying to help the younger receivers, and that includes Traylon Burks. And Burks even made a comment and said that, with him there, does it make you step up your game? And he's like, 100% it does, because you want to prove you're the best. You want to prove you're the best. So I kind of like that. So it's like an iron sharpened iron type situation. And so really, to be honest, I just think that's going to be exciting and everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that happens. Hopefully the chemistry will grow with Tannehill as well. But Diop is officially a Titan. You've heard from him and from Mike Vrabel. Another thing Mike Vrabel mentioned, offensive tackle George Fant has visited the team But right now, no deal is imminent just yet. Somebody tried to show a picture of George Fant showing up to the facility, right when training camp was about to begin. But I believe that was a mistake. That was actually when he showed up for the workout on Saturday. So that was the only thing about George Fant that happened there. Both sides are still remaining in contact and everything. But I think with what Vrabel is doing, he is going to try to get a look at some of these younger guys like Jalen Duncan, Jamarco Jones, and among others, to see who could take that right tackle spot. But I think at the end of the day, George Fant will become a Tennessee Titan. I think he's going to sign, and he will be this team's right tackle. That's what I think is going to definitely happen. But training camp has started. It is on. It is popping. And now the season has begun. And there's been a lot of news that has come out in the NFL in regards to players and things like that. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Titan Fox saying the time from the Tennessee visit and finally signing D-Hop felt to fans like forever. D-Hop said it didn't take that long. I mean, it did. It would feel like an eternity, but it wasn't really that long. I would definitely agree with that. Goku comes in, says, we always start slow, got to lose it to the Saints, but we're going to put a real whooping on the Chargers at home. Not a good matchup for Cleveland either. We could have the best run defense in the NFL, so Chubb may get shut down easily. We're definitely going to find out about that. And as to mention, Mr. $262.5 million quarterback beat our D-line. So that's some of the news that has come out. I know I'm not going to get everything right. I know Saquon Barkley in Buffalo signed his franchise tender, 1 year, $11 million to go back with the Giants. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the running back position and how it's been devalued. Dalvin Cook doesn't have a team right now. And everything, but again, I think we got to stop devaluing the running back position, because we always hear, you always hear when it gets playoff time, but when it gets cold, you got to have a running game. You got to have a running game. And that's why it's so great that we have, our king, our beast, in Derrick Henry, basically being the outlier. I mean, again, like I said last week, he ran for 1,500 yards behind a bad offensive line. If this offensive line is decent, I'm not even saying good. I'm talking like average, decent. He could get like 1,800, maybe close to 2,000. So we got to stop devaluing the running back position. The running back has to take the hits. You got to be able to catch out of the backfield, and things like that. So I still think the running back position is definitely valuable. I mean, we've seen it with Bijan Robinson and, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs going in the first round of the draft, this year's draft, especially Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. So, the running back is still here to stay. So we can't really devalue that position. Of course, another thing that's went down, Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback from the Dallas Cowboys, got an extension, 5 years, $97 million with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't know what that's going to mean for Micah Parsons, because he's going to get owed a whole lot of money as well. So definitely big ups to Trayvon Diggs, but CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, they going to be looking for their bag too. One of the big bags was given out to the aforementioned Justin Herbert. 5 years, $262.5 million, over $218 million guaranteed. It's a big amount of money. And I mean, wow. You know, that's a pretty big bill, almost well over $50 million a year, about $52 million a year. I want to say he might be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. And so, or one of the highest paid quarterbacks. And so, Justin Herbert, they're really betting on him, because if $200 million is guaranteed, you know, that's basically 4 years or more on that contract, that no matter what happens to him, he's getting paid. He's getting his money. And then Aaron Rodgers, of course, I think restructured his deal, 2 years, $75 million with the Jets. That just happened today, as well. And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting another deal or two that's happened around the league, but you know, some money definitely being handed out. Of course, we know Kevin Byard restructured his contract, and he mentioned it as, you know, this is what's best for the team. And Kevin Byard deserves to retire a Titan. Like, he deserves to be a Titan forever. And so even when this season is done, they better bring him back, because he's one of the best safeties in the league, and this dude continues to sacrifice for this football team. You know, he cares about winning. He wants to win a championship. And, you know, that makes room for DeAndre Hopkins. That might make room for a George Fant, you know, to come on in. So, I mean, we cannot let Kevin Byard's sacrifice of money be in vain. And you know, other players like Ryan Tannehill perhaps should follow suit. So we should definitely see about that. Steve Croswell says George Fant worked out for the Texans. Very interesting. The Titans better go ahead and maybe lock him up before somebody else do. So training camp has officially begun. Definitely going to get started. And so, you know, that means it's going to be some big camp battles and everything happening. We're definitely going to talk about that in just a bit. But one thing that we did take away from training camp is that the star attraction was in action. Courtesy of A to Z Sports, here is the man, Nuke D-Hop, practicing.
Man, let's meet, man. Keep it together, baby. Keep it together.
And that is Tennessee Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Tennessee Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins getting in some action, practicing. He did go in halfway through practice, did not appear to be injury related. So that is actually good news that it wasn't really an injury. But I think it's just that, you know, they're letting him get acclimated to the team and everything like that. So that's really why that is happening. Miss Jackie comes and says, Kevin Byard better not take another pay cut. I agree. Better not take another pay cut. Definitely don't need to take another pay cut for the rest of his career. But D-Hop practicing. Also, that was one of the big takeaways from camp was Hopkins practicing. Also, Harold Landry back on the field. He is not on the PUP list, so he had no brace on his knee or anything like that. So it looks like he was full go as well. And, Ryan is really definitely, Tannehill is definitely working on his connection with Hopkins and Treylon Burks. Early, they were even getting some work on one of the side fields during a special teams period. Something else that looked like got noticed as well, Jamarco Jones and a rookie out of Boise State by the name of John Ojukwu, or as Vrabel likes to call him, OJ, didn't even know who that guy is, was getting early reps at right tackle. Of course, Dylan Radunz is on the PUP list because he's still recovering from an ACL injury that he suffered against the Chargers last year. Of course, NPF is suspended the first 6 games. He did show up, so he can practice now and play in the preseason, but he cannot play in the regular season. So that's going to be something there. Also, some other notes from some of the media. Looks like it was a pretty nice day for all 3 quarterbacks. Not just Ryan Tannehill, but Malik Willis and Will Levis as well. And then, we're definitely going to talk about the position battles coming up in just a bit. But there was a lot to unfold, but there was a lot of good things that did happen in camp. So let's get into that. Some of the big battles that are going to be going on. Some of the position battles that I think are going to be vital and important for this season. So I want y'all to give me your thoughts as well as we talk about it. What position battles are you most looking forward to seeing? What are you looking forward most to seeing at camp going into this season? And I'm going to start with the first and probably most obvious battle is the backup quarterback position. I mean, first off, we know Ryan Tannehill is the starting quarterback. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will be the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. But the question is, who could start behind him? Who could play behind him? Is it going to be Malik Willis? Or is it going to be Will Levis? Now, a lot of people will probably write off Malik Willis and immediately go to Will Levis. Mike Vrabel has said he has seen glaring improvement from Malik Willis from the offseason workouts to now, which is a very, very good thing. You want to see some improvement from Malik. You do want to see him be able to use his legs, be able to get out of the pocket, be able to make some passes, but be able to make some passes in the pocket as well. But at the same time, Will Levis is not going to make it easy for him. He's going to be right there on his heels. And, one thing that I was listening to Stillman and Company today, and a commenter, a viewer texted in and said, what do you think will happen if both quarterbacks look pretty decent throughout the offseason? What would that mean? Now, if both quarterbacks look good, Will Levis or Malik Willis, I think what's going to happen is they're going to keep all 3 quarterbacks. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think the best thing that could happen is that they both look pretty decent and that they both could be the future. And then next year, you let them battle it out. You let them battle it out. winner is the starting quarterback. The loser will most likely get traded. And if both quarterbacks look good, there will be quarterback-needy teams. There will be desperate quarterback-needy teams that, are going to be like, you know what? We need a quarterback. And you might be able to get a pretty nice haul for one of those quarterbacks because they're quarterbacks. So we're going to have to definitely see when they play preseason games, how they really look and things like that. So that's going to be the question that really comes in. Let's see. Faye says, keep speaking on Malik. He's going to be traded or released. I mean, it really depends. He may outdo Will Levis and end up being the backup quarterback. Again, Coach Vrabel has said that Malik Willis has gotten a lot better. And even from notes from Jim Wyatt, who works for the Titans, he said, Ryan Tannehill was sharp from the get-go, connected on 4 of his first 5 passes, 9 of 10 on the day. He connected with D-Hop early on in the period. Malik Willis was good on day 1. Was 4-4 in the opening period, completed his first 6 passes before he had a couple of incompletions, finished 6 of 8. He was also able to make a few nice runs as well. Will Levis connected on all 6 of his passing attempts, got off to a nice start. So it's actually pretty good. I mean, but that's just day 1. We haven't really seen one-on-ones yet, and we're really going to have to see how they look when they're going up against the other teams they got to deal with. I believe they have joint practices with the Vikings and the Patriots coming up. So that is definitely going to be the main question. Yes, he has gotten better, so that is definitely promising. Fade says Levis is a lock. Ms. Jackie said Malik Willis, as a rookie, he was thrown behind the worst offensive line in the league. Not his fault. Keon, what's up with you? Said, what can these quarterbacks do? What can these quarterbacks do under pressure? That's going to be the key, and that is going to be the key. Because right now they're not really facing any pressure right now, but question is going to be what's going to happen when they're facing somebody who can hit them and everything. So that's going to be the question. Now, there was a particular play that Jarrett talked about. It was a big completion by Tannehill to DeAndre Hopkins. The only problem is Arden Key got around Andre Dillard, and it would have ended up being a sack, so that completion would not have actually happened in an actual game. Tannehill would have been taken down. So that's going to be the question. What can Levis and Willis do when the pressure is on? So that's going to be one of the matchups I'm definitely going to be paying attention to. Somebody else had just mentioned it, and that is the offensive line. That is definitely going to be a huge question as far as what is going to be the case. It's going to be the offensive line. That's going to be key as far as, who is going to start where. And, right now, I would say the give me just a second. I would say that the right side of the offensive line is in pretty good. The left side, excuse me. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. The left side of the offensive line, I think might be in good shape. Of course, again, I have to see how Andre Dillard looks, but I know that's something that some people are definitely concerned about is, can Andre Dillard play left tackle? Because it looks like he can't play right tackle. They didn't bring him in to be a guard. They brought him in to be left tackle. And, I think Skoronski should get a look at left tackle. And, it's the old saying, and Jarrett was right about this. That's going to be the scary thing, is this offensive line. And the question is, has Vrabel found a way to learn from last year's mistake? He just kept rolling Dennis the Dud Daly out there. And Dennis Daly gave up the most sacks in the NFL for a particular offensive lineman. And so the question is, has he learned from his mistakes? That's what we're going to find out. Because I think the battle is going to be between Skoronski and Dillard. Winner will be left tackle. Loser is going to go into left guard. And then you got Aaron Brewer at center. But really the O-line fix, the problem is on the right side of the offensive line, and in particular, right tackle. Because I believe Daniel Brunskill is going to be the right guard. And so we got to find out who the heck is going to be the right tackle until Nicholas Petit-Frere comes back. And honestly, I think the answer to that question is the right tackle of this team is not on the team at the immediate moment. And that tackle's name is George Fant. I think he's going to end up being the right tackle at the end, but we are going to definitely be paying attention to that because Vrabel's mentioned, Jamarco Jones, OJ Ojukwu, Andrew Rupchik, whoever that is. And, they're going to get the first looks at right tackle. And I get it. Vrabel is trying to see what he has before he runs and goes sign another guy to play tackle. So again, that's something that's going to be something that we're going to be paying attention to. Titan Fox comes out and says, it's so hard facing your own team because it's so hard when you're facing off against your own team. Does that mean Dillard sucked on the play, or is Key just that good? I mean, that's a very good question. I hate we didn't get to see the rep, so we really can't tell, if it is that Arden Key was just better on the play, or if Dillard just stunk on the play. That is an excellent question. Keon says, I know he's decent, but I don't trust Brewer. And that is understandably so. Right now he's only at about 279 pounds. The guy's light. He needs to get heavy. He needs, eating the bad foods. That's what Nicholas Petit-Frere, not Nicholas Petit-Frere. That is what Aaron Brewer needs to do. Aaron Brewer needs to be eating the pizzas, the ice cream, the cheeseburgers. Get off the program. He needs to gain about 25 to 30 pounds. He needs to gain that weight. We can't have a center only weighing 279 pounds. He needs to be closer to the 300-pound mark or more. That's what he needs to do. And so offensive line is either going to be better or it's going to be really, really bad. And I am a bit concerned about that. Another thing I'm looking for is who's going to be behind DeAndre Hopkins and Treylon Burks. That's going to be a good question. And Faye mentioned it. McMath, NWI, Phillips, Chris Moore, a good battle, assuming that D-Hop and Burks are in the top two. That's going to be the question. Who's going to be receivers 3 through 6? That's going to be the question. I think 3 most likely is Kyle Phillips. But then off after that, you're going to see where does NWI end up? Where does Chris Moore end up? Do you get a guy like a Jacob Copeland or Kyrus Jackson or Tyshawn Harrison or Reggie Robinson doing something? Mason Kinsey, Racey McMath. With DeAndre Hopkins on the team, one of those guys is going to be cut. One of those guys will not be on the team because of that, and that's fine. But we're going to have to definitely find out definitely got to find out who are going to be the best 6 receivers on this team if they keep 6. That's going to be the question. Philip says, fixing the O-line was half the problem. Vrabel, Kelly need to implement quick passes, not these long 7-step drops from play action or long developing routes that take forever to get upfield. And that's true. And I definitely can agree with that. Maybe quick passes would definitely help in the situation. So that's going to be very, very interesting and key. So that's something I'm definitely going to be looking at, is who plays behind Burks and Hopkins. And then last but not least, probably underlying one of the most important battles in all of training camp, the kicker position. This is going to be a huge position battle because right now we don't have a kicker. Now, according to Joe Rexrow of The Athletic, he has Caleb Shudak as the kicker for the Tennessee Titans. Now, some notes from today from Paul Kaharski of paulkaharski.com. Both Shudak and Wolf were perfect on their kicks. They made from 33, 36, 41, and 46. Now, so obviously they didn't go from beyond 50. That's going to be, the question, who can hit the big kicks from distance? That's going to be the question. And that's what we're going to have to find out, is which one of these guys can hit from 50 or more. And that's going to be the big battle, because you're going to have to hit some big kicks. You're going to have to hit some big kicks from deep and be able to do that. So we're definitely going to find out about that. Fade says, I like Wolf. We're definitely going to see. Luman says, Sarah Fuller, I guess the girl who was kicking for Vanderbilt, could be an option. But I don't know if they're going to let ladies into the NFL just yet. But, I mean, if she can kick, she deserves a shot. And, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize for that. And then, of course, there are other options in free agency, one being Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould, the former 49er kicker, as well. So I think Vrabel and Rand are going to give some of these young guys all over the roster every opportunity to prove themselves before they decide we're going to just go get a veteran. So I think that's going to be one of the key battles. But training camp, again, underway. Definitely looking forward to seeing more notes and everything. And, I hate I'm not going to be able to be in practice in person and everything like that, because I used to like going to those practices and everything. But I am definitely going to try my best to be paying attention to some notes and stuff like that, some highlights that I get to see, and, definitely watching the preseason games to find out which one of these, who's going to be the standout, who's going to be the fan favorite, because there's always one guy that becomes a fan favorite that everybody is just cheering for to do well. So we're definitely going to go into that. But before we get ready to call it a night, one other thing happened. And this was something that was a little special. And that would be the Titan throwbacks. They were unveiled on Sunday. They're going back to the old Oiler jerseys. As you can see, pictures here with Kevin Byard, Derrick Henry, and Big Jeff. Also in the video, courtesy of the Tennessee Titans, you saw Ryan Tannehill as well. And I'm just telling you, those babies look sweet. I mean, sweet. I'm definitely going to be ordering me a Jeffrey Simmons Oilers jersey, and I'm also going to try to get an Oilers jersey customized of me for myself. I think I'm definitely going to try to do that as well. But those babies look nice. I mean, very, very nice. I'm definitely going to try to get me a definitely try to get a throwback, maybe see if I could get one maybe very, very soon. Hopefully I could get one that'll be back to me in the coming weeks. So I'm definitely going to try to see about doing that. But those babies are nice, really nice and everything. So again, just for all of y'all, here's the video one more time. And so, again, those are the Titan throwbacks. Of course, they're the fourth team to release throwback jerseys, along with Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Seattle as well. I want to say, let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, Seattle, Tampa Bay, Titans, Bucks, and Vikings. Excuse me. Have released throwback jerseys, and then the Denver Broncos released new helmets, the all-white Denver Bronco helmets as well. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing the throwbacks in action. I'm definitely going to be ordering one. Probably going to be getting one as a birthday present to myself. I think I'm definitely going to do something like that very, very soon. Hopefully I can get one and have it back in about the next 3 weeks or so. But I'm definitely going to take a look and definitely try to see if I can do that very, very soon. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for tonight's show. Definitely trying to see if there's any other newsworthy topics that I might have missed going forward. But training camp is here, and definitely looking forward to seeing what is going to happen and everything. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this upcoming season. I'm excited about the guys getting to work. We're definitely going to see, we're going to, separate the men from the boys, and we're definitely going to find out who's going to make this roster and who are going to be the impact players on this team. So once again, make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure y'all follow the pages on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. If you haven't already, definitely make sure you also hit that like button, and also hit that subscribe button and hit all under the notifications, so that way you get everything. And I think I saw a comment saying, Philip coming in saying, I want Shudak to win the kicker position just so I can call him Caleb Shudak. I call him Caleb Shudak, Meshach, and Abednego instead of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. or as Mabel Simmons Medea would say, Sharak, Meshach, and that Billy Goat, and the Billy Goat. So we'll have to see about that between Shudak and Trey Wolf, but that's going to be a very big position battle that we're definitely going to have to be paying attention to. Again, everybody, thank y'all so much for the super chats. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. And definitely that is one of the biggest takeaways from today, Philematics. No injuries. Amen to that. That is definitely a plus right there, was no injuries. But again, I just had to show that one more time. D-Hop as a Tennessee Titan. We're definitely going to have some fun with that and everything. But also, I want to say thank you to everybody. I've hit 1,300 subscribers now. So I'm at 1,300. I will update that. So my goal by the end of this year, I want to get before I need y'all help. I need y'all to look at me. I need y'all to help me get to 1,300. I want to get to 1,500 subscribers by the beginning of the season. So I need y'all help. I need y'all sharing this show out. I need y'all telling people about this show so that they can go ahead and come on and tune in. All Titan fans everywhere should know about this show. All Titan fans should be a part of this. So I need y'all help to do that. And while we're at it, definitely tell some of your fellow NFL fans as well, because the Truth League report is going to be coming back. And I'm going to look to start hopefully this Monday, because I'm going to start, we're going to start slowly previewing other teams around the league, and also what they're bringing to the table, and what the predictions for them, for those teams as well. So we're definitely going to talk about all the other teams. And then, of course, every week after the week one, after each week's matchups, we're definitely going to, definitely going to have scoreboard, have the scoreboards across the ticker. We're going to talk about, of course, my top 5 ballers, and also my top games from that week. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Definitely spread that out to your fellow NFL fans, so that way they too can get in on the fun and get in on the action. But again, everybody, thank y'all for tuning into the show. The Titans Fan Cruise is coming up as well, so definitely go ahead and do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go, but I'm promoting it because I think it's going to be a great time. Definitely go for that. But to everybody, I want to say thank y'all for tuning into the show. I am Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, as your host. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all next week for more Titans content, talking training camp. And y'all know what we got to do, and that's tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.